What's the motherfucking deal, YouTube? This your boy Lazarian Sports Talk, aka Dante Sports Talk live stream. Y'all go sub up to that channel, Dante Sports Live Streams. DONTE. I will be live streaming in a couple of minutes. Y'all go check me out on Dante Sports Talk live stream. This is Lazarian Sports Talk live. Lazarian Sports Talk NBA NFL 2K19. Like I say, I'm back on this grind. You know, y'all missed me on this channel. I'm back on this grind making these videos. Let's get right into the start. Everybody know the Rockets are my diehard team, and we looking like a flat out mess, man. It's gone from bad to worse in Houston. Mike D'Antoni is at the end of contract negotiations. Look like he's gonna be out of Houston. Got Chris Paul in the trade rumors. Everybody is on the trade block for right now, but except James Harden, pretty much. Even Clint Capella, who's had a terrible series, playoffs. I'm very disappointed in him. And like I say, Chris Paul and James Harden had a little confrontation about James Harden does not pass the ball a lot. And I'm going to tell you why. Let me tell you guys why. As me as a Houston fan since 1994-95, I am 29 years old. I just turned 29 in May on 28, so happy delayed birthday. But I'm going to tell you why this all coming down. First of all, you got to look at the start of the year. We start out 11-14, okay? We had a couple of key injuries in and out. Chris Paul kept getting the hamstring hurt. First of all, he's aging. I wouldn't mind moving Chris Paul to get something younger. It can seem like these two guys cannot coexist for the second year of his contract. It just seemed like the Rockets made a mistake of giving him that contract because he cannot stay healthy. Chris Paul is deteriorating right now. He's 6 foot. He doesn't have any more lift. He can't get in the paint anymore like he used to. You can see when he shoots mid ranges. He doesn't have no more lift really like that. He doesn't make them consistently. He wasn't making them consistently. Gerald Green, he needs to go. Nene, you need to let him go. He doesn't play back to back. Clint Capella, I consider keeping him because he's very young. Eric Gordon, I'll trade him because he's gonna walk when he comes up for free agency, and he already said that he's not gonna finish off his contract. PJ Tucker, I would not touch him. He's a valuable part of the Rockets, but you can start to see players getting upset and complaining about James Harden unable to pass the ball. And Mike D'Antoni, I think it's on you, bro. You gotta convince these players to have more ball movement. You're trying to play through James Harden too much. Nobody else get a lot of touches. That's why these guys were missing open shots because nobody gets a lot of touches. He is either James Harden ISOing or Chris Paul ISOing. Chris Paul is deteriorating. So, like I say, it started at the beginning of the year when we was 11-14. We first beat the LA Lakers. James Harden dropped the 50-piece donut on LeBron James' head, and that started his streak. But at the same time, I agree with James Harden in that interview with Rachel Nichols. Something that he had to do to get this team over the top in the playoffs. James Harden has to do that. When the Rockets lose in the playoffs, everybody's going to look at James Harden. They're not going to look at the other guys on the floor. They're going to look at James Harden and see how he does in the playoffs. But like I say, everybody cannot look at James Harden. Tell these players to make shots when they're open. I know they don't get enough opportunities, but when they do get the damn opportunities, let's look at the players that doesn't make shots consistently. Eric Gordon, not a consistent jump shooter. Gerald Green, couldn't buy a basket. PJ Tucker, hitting the side of the backboard. Austin Rivers, you know he's not a good shooter. Shumpert, you know he's not a good shooter. But Mike D'Antoni is coming to an end for him, bro. He's getting up out of here. Contract negotiations is final. No extension. He will be out. Disappointed for Mike D'Antoni. Disappointed for the Rockets. We look a flat-out mess. Bleacher Report said the Rockets will give up the house for Kawhi Leonard. I believe when the Rockets say that, Daryl Morey is going to make some moves in this offseason to improve this team. If it does have to do with Chris Paul has to go, so be it. You got to have a plan to get a better point guard. I don't want to talk about shit going into the draft. You have to get a younger point guard. You have to get one of these free agent point guards that's more younger. They can compromise James Harden. James Harden is the centerpiece of the Rockets. James Harden is the centerpiece of the Rockets. That might be the direction the Rockets need to go in. Go get a younger point guard. I will keep Clint Capella. PJ Tucker can stay. Everybody else, they got to go. You got to, hey. But this shit all started. Then we had injuries. We're not a consistent shooting team. And I told you guys, we wasn't beating Golden State. Our inconsistency to be able to shoot the basketball. Stephen Curry went from no points to 33 points in the second half. How the hell that happened? He had a goose egg in the first half, and he scores 33 in the second half. Both games, the Rockets were up in the fourth quarter and still couldn't hold on to the damn lead. It is turning into a flat-out mess in Houston. Looks like the Rockets going to have a good new coach. Jeff Fitzgerald not coming back. He's gone to bad to worse. Chris Paul, it'll be interesting what the Rockets do to him. He's on the trading block. Now that you know that him and James Harden having a little confrontation, and you got to sense, I understand, the players don't like it. When he dominates the ball, he dribbles the clock out. James Harden, I'm holding him to that certain standard too. But everybody got to look at it. It's something that James Harden had to do to give us over the top. Get us over the top. Just think about it, guys. If James Harden didn't go on that big-ass streak, what would the Rockets be? Most of the games, Chris Paul was out when he did that. It's just something he had to do. He even said it. He had to do it. He had to. He's not going to win MVP. Giannis is going to win. But it's something James had to do, guys. You have to look at it. He had to do it. Chris Paul struggled in the playoffs. Wasn't more aggressive. Besides Game 6. That's the only legit game I thought Chris Paul had. Was Game 6. That's the only legit game I thought he had. Really in the playoffs. James Harden, yes, missed a lot of shots. Forced a lot. But Chris Paul just showed up in Game 6. James Harden showed up a little bit in Game 1 because the referees, Game 2, Game 3, 4, he showed up. 5, he struggled. 6, he had 30 points, but he did not have a good game. Chris Paul showed up. But where were the other guys? Where were the other guys? What was Gerald Green? What was Clint Capella? Clint Capella had a good game, Game 6. But everybody looking at James Harden. What was these guys at? So I don't want to hear that crap. Yes, I do hold him to a high standard because he dominates the ball. There's no ball movement. And that goes on the head coach too, Mike D'Antoni. Instead of isoing James Harden so much, Chris Paul so much, knowing he doesn't have any lift no more, knowing he couldn't even he was inconsistent on free throw shooting. He couldn't even lift to make a midi. So, hey, what else you ask? Everybody look at James Harden choking in the playoffs. But you got to look at when these guys do get open shots. They're not hitting them. So everything cannot be on James Harden, guys. You gotta look at we're not a good consistent shooting team. We just don't. We got guys that's strong, that's football players out there. They got big bodies. They can drive to the goal, shoot sometime. James Harden, when he does make a play, nobody's making shots. Now, like I say, that's the end of the video, guys. Give me a comment, like, and subscribe. I want you guys think about Mike D'Antoni as at the end of his contract. The Rockets and him come to a end of a contract, final contract disagreement. So Mike D'Antoni possibly will be up out of Houston. Chris Paul is on the trading block. What y'all guys think? Like I say, it's a disappointing season. It's a disappointing season for the Rockets. It's gonna be some changes. Daryl Morey is gonna make some changes for Houston. Like I say, I can't wait. I'm a diehard Houston fan. Everybody know that. Comment, like, and subscribe, Houston fans. What you guys think? What's going on? And like I say, again, it's something that James Harden had to do to get the Rockets over the top. Not over the top, but get the Rockets there in the second round. It's something Harden had to do. Most of the games, Chris Paul was out. I'm holding Harden to a standard degree. And on some of them things he said, I agree with him. because he had to do it. Some of the games, Chris Paul was out. Some of the games, James Harden was a little selfish. And other guys, they had to make open shots too. When James Harden did give up the ball, nobody made the shots. End of the video, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. It will be changes in Houston. Rockets and Mike D'Antoni contract negotiations ending. Thank you, guys. I'm out. More videos to come. Peace.